Ciao comrades and welcome! There are so many Metal Gear Solid fans out there. There is the new Master Collection coming to all the platforms soon, but I'm sure not many of the fans do realize they can play majority of Metal Gear franchise even right now on the PS Vita. Yes, that's correct, majority. You don't believe me? Let's take a closer look. The purpose of this video is to see how many Metal Gear games we can play on the PS Vita. We will go chronologically, and this Wikipedia article will guide us through. First entry in here is Metal Gear for MSX2, originally released in 1987 and fully developed by Hideo Kojima. Later there was also shittier, trimmed down port for NES without his involvement, and we can play both of these games. HD edition of MSX2 is included in the HD collection, and NES version is playable via RetroArch or any other standalone NES emulator. Second is Snakes Revenge for NES from 1990. The game was produced without the involvement of series creator, who went on to develop a separate sequel for the MSX2 titled Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. All of these are 2D 8-bit games. Solid Snake is the most advanced out of them. Crawling and hiding from enemies was introduced. Enemies can patrol different screens and detect sounds. I've never actually played any of these. My first encounter with this series was with the Metal Gear Solid for the PS1 from 1998. And even though it is regarded as one of the greatest and most important video games of all time, it didn't really speak to me at that time. I was completely mesmerized by Crash, Spyro, 2D GTAs and things like that. And all the cinematic cutscenes, intricate storylines and stealth action were just too much to handle for young me, I guess. It was followed by expanded version of Metal Gear Solid Integral for Japanese market. There was a lot of additional content, including VR training, that was later released by itself as VR missions in North America and special missions in the PAL region. All of these are available to play on your PS Vita. They are even available in the PKGJ in the PS1 section if you want to install them hassle-free. Of course, we are missing LNR 2 and 3 buttons on the PS Vita, but they can be mapped on the front or rear touchscreen in the corners. Plus, you can also change the aspect ratio of the screen if you wish to. From the year 2000, we got Metal Gear Ghost Babel for the Game Boy Color, another 2D game. Snake now has ability to flatten himself into the walls, like he does in a Metal Gear Solid. Playable via RetroArch? Not that interesting, so we are moving on to the year 2001 and to the Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. Originally released for PS2, later included in the HD collection for PS3, Xbox 360 and PS Vita. It is the fourth game produced by Hideo Kojima and the seventh in the series. It received acclaim for its gameplay, graphics and attention to detail. However, critics were divided on the protagonist and on the game's storyline, which explores themes such as social engineering, political conspiracies, censorship, AI, virtual reality and internal struggle of freedom of thought. And because of this, it is often considered ahead of its time by many, and even though it runs at 30 FPS, which is perfectly playable, I was surprised to see FPS change to 60 when I went from kinda open space into the interior. Not sure how exactly it works, or when or how often it happens. Somebody smarter might explain it in the comment section, and if you like this kind of videos, like and subscribe, cause there is certainly more to come. From 2004, we got a GameCube exclusive The Twin Snakes, Metal Gear Solid Remake, that we cannot play on the Vita, but we can play Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater instead. Also included in the HD collection, despite the fundamental similarities, Snake Eater introduces many new aspects of gameplay not present in previous games, including camouflage, new hand-to-hand combat system, a stamina gauge, and an injury and treatment system. It is running at 30 FPS, it is perfectly playable, cutscenes are nice, voiceovers are solid. Don't forget there is also plenty additional content in this collection, including Snake Tales, original games, artwork, plus much more, which makes it a must-own PS Vita title. And don't even bother with overpriced physical copy that goes for a lot of money. It is all in the PKGJ, bro. This is not in chronological order, but I had to at least mention the damn impressive Snake Eater Nintendo 3DS port, which in many ways was downgraded. it is still hell of an experience, same like Resident Evil Revelations. 3DS was very capable handheld indeed. In 2004 there was Metal Gear Acid released, a turn-based collectible card tactical RPG, not really my cup of tea. In 2005 there was its successor, Metal Gear Acid Squared, both for PSP, thus perfectly playable on the PS Vita. In 2006 we got Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops for PSP. It returns its classical action-based gameplay mechanics, and the new addition is the comrade system. Instead of solo missions, it goes for squad-based approach. In 2007 a standalone expansion Portable Ops Plus was released, focused primarily on the online play. All of these can be also found in the PKGJ in the PSP section. There is also OG Metal Gear Solid and Integral, cause they were later re-released for PSP as well, not just for the PS1. Plus, if you played via Adrenaline, there are also save states, filters and bunch of other features available. Metal Gear Solid digital graphical novel was released in 2006. It is not written in the timeline, but I found it buried deep in the article. It is based on the Metal Gear Solid comics, which is based on OG PS1 game. Not that exciting, but it is still here available for you to enjoy. In 2007 there was Metal Gear Solid Mobile released, for mobile phones, and later also for Nokia N-Gage. I was able to download some Java version of the game, not sure if it was the correct one, cause there are so many of them. I've tried to run it via PSP KVM, the Java emulator for PSP, and it gave me some errors. It might be runnable, I didn't have neither time nor patience to go through the hassle, cause the game is not that good anyway. And we are moving on to the year 2008 with Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of Patriot for PS3. You could have played it previously on the PS Vita via PlayStation Now. PS Now is now discontinued, so the only way I can think of how to play it on the PS Vita would be to emulate it on your PC via RPCS3 and stream it via Moonlight to the PS Vita. Yeah, I know it is kinda lame, non-native way of doing it, but if you're really determined and dedicated, now you know there is a way. There was also Metal Gear Online 2, which is now obsolete, and you can play Metal Gear Online 3 with Phantom Pain. We'll get to it in a moment, but in the meantime we got Metal Gear Solid Touch from 2009 for iOS. Third-person shooter, which is not playable on the PS Vita. The gameplay looks kinda weak anyway, so I think we are not losing that much. There is a much better game that's very playable on the PS Vita, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker from 2010. PSP exclusive at first, later included in the HD collection, but HD remake was missing in the PS Vita port. So the next best thing you can do is to use plugin that will change frame rate from 20 to 30 FPS. Plus, another plugin will allow you to use right Vita joystick for aiming. If you really want to push it, you can use Gepatch plugin for playing it in native PS Vita resolution, otherwise it will be native PSP resolution. Please keep in mind this plugin has some issues like low FPS cutscenes. Check compatibility list for more information. Peace Walker is in fact the Metal Gear Solid game that I've played the most back in the day on my PSP. I really had a blast with this game, even though the controls were kinda tricky, and you need to get used to them. I still believe it is a miracle this game was developed exclusively for PSP. By the way, did you know this video was created because the channel supporters suggested it? Check the join button to find out more. Metal Gear Solid Social Ops was another mobile entry from 2012 for iOS and Android. Not playable on the Vita, but the gameplay is very similar to Metal Gear Acid series, like a turn-based tactical RPG, which I'm not really a fan of. In 2013, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance was released, more action-oriented than stealth game, and cause of this it is the Metal Gear game I've played the most. Even more than Peace Walker, cause I'm an action guy, you know. Slicing through the enemies, that's what I like. You can stream it from your PC via Moonlight to your PS Vita. I got it in my Steam library, but I still haven't even installed it to my Steam Deck. But I'm sure the time will come. Last three PS4 games are playable via PS4 Remote Play, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, The Phantom Pain, and Metal Gear Survive. You cannot play it natively, but you can stream it from your PS4. All in all, you can play good chunk of Metal Gear games on a PS Vita even now. It is the definitive master collection. I tend to agree. Is PS Vita the ultimate Metal Gear handheld machine? Not really, this title belongs to Steam Deck in my opinion. It can run the latest games in the series, and I've seen even some pretty cool Metal Gear Solid 4 emulation via RPCS3, which makes it the king of this franchise. I mean, there are also other handheld PCs that can run all of that, but I'm picking Steam Deck anyway. But if we are talking about the most portable Metal Gear handheld machine, I would of course give it to the PS Vita. What do you think? I might be a bit biased at the end of the day. Thanks for watching, thanks to members for support, peace out!